All right. Good morning or good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing today? So we have a few updates, but not a whole lot. I'll wait for confirmation that everybody can hear me and see me. Still trying out this new microphone. I won't spend 15 minutes talking about the microphone again, but just want to make sure everybody can hear me and see me. And I did get ordered a boom so I can have the microphone right next to me here. So, by the way, Irvin from Seattle, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. I appreciate that. Big good morning or good evening to everybody out there. Hello, Gio. My friend says he thinks the Philippines will open by December at the latest because they can't afford to lose all the money that month brings to the country. What's your take on that? You know, I really couldn't say for sure, Jonathan. Honestly, they're losing a lot of money, but it's hard to know for sure. I will tell you, starting August 1st, they will be allowing foreign nationals with long-term visas will be allowed into the Philippines. One thing I want to make clear is that I've actually gotten a lot of emails about this and asking, oh, well, can I apply for an SS or an SRRV visa or a long-term visa back in the States or in Australia or in the UK? The answer is no. This is for foreign nationals with existing long-term visas already. It's not something that you can apply for right now and then be allowed entry. So apparently, you have to meet a few following conditions. One, you have to have a valid and existing visa at the time of entry, subject to the maximum capacity of inbound passengers at the port and date as entry. Let's see here. Returning overseas Filipinos will be given priority, and you must secure a pre-booked accredited quarantine facility and a pre-booked COVID-19 testing provider. Those are some of the conditions here. The other news is we have the back rider. We have this shield, this plastic shield, which is just utter nonsense, divided between the driver and the passenger on the motorbike. It was set to go live on July 20th. They extended it. They pushed it back to July 26th. But apparently it's real. They're selling them. Apparently they're going to enforce this. We'll see how strictly they enforce it. The days of Ging and I riding around and taking trips again, maybe back to, how it was before, and we may not be taking any existing trips with this nonsense, some plastic divider. It's just insane here. So I'm going to get to some comments, guys. Let's see here. Oh, by the way, also Roscoe Ellis, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. By the way, I'm getting ready to do a YouTube members and Patreon video. We just went to this place in Valencia last night to see the sunset and go eat at a restaurant, and really great views. And so I went up there and did video. I'll be putting that on Patreon and YouTube member. Thank you, Earl, for the super chat, by the way. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So let me go ahead and get through the comments here, guys. All right. So, hey, Brian, how you doing? Been watching your videos for months now, and I really like your content. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that. Always like to hear positive feedback. So, Broker Basil, hey, looks like I've managed to make it in time for a live. Yeah, I changed it to 9:15 a.m. I had something just pop up last second, so... yeah, I knew, Ed, you were watching Tucker Carlson. That's why I changed the live stream. So, okay, apparently the time worked better for you. By the way, again, on the YouTube membership, probably in about, I think probably this weekend is when I'll announce a weekly live stream chat just for YouTube members and slash Patreons, by the way. Come for the stream and stay just to see what Ed will say. Rule number 1, I learned on Paul's channel, Philippines has no concept of time, so I guess it'll start when it starts. Yeah, sorry guys, I had it scheduled for 8:30 and then something just popped up. Maria and Dexter, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that, guys. And by the way, if you guys haven't checked it out, I did a video with Maria and Dexter and their story. So it'll start when Gio's Tompo is over. Hey, good morning, Carl. And Irving, a big good morning to you. Let's see here. Good morning for Northern Philippines and Maayon Buntag for the Central and Southern Philippines. Yes, so Tagalog and Visayan. Filipinos and expats are never in time. Yeah, that's one thing that you kind of have to let go when you move here. Let's say you set up a date with a girl and you say, hey, let's meet at 3:00 at Starbucks. Guess what? She might not be there till 3:15. So yeah, I learned when I was dating, I'm not dating anymore, but when I was dating, you would say, hey, let me know when you leave the house, So when she actually left the house is when I would actually travel too. Otherwise, you might be waiting for a while. Chips and salsa. Man, I wish I could find good chips and salsa here. Sometimes I can find the salsa, but not the chips. So, hey, how you doing, Paul? And good morning, Jonathan. How's it going? Let's see, good morning, Chuck. And Des, how you doing? Good morning from the Philippines. Silent watcher here. Well, I guess everybody's silent because I can't hear anybody. But you just broke your silence because you just put in a chat. Yeah, Maria and Dexter, or Dexter's in South Carolina. Maria's still in the Philippines, in the Manila area, I believe. So give me a standing ovation. Yeah, appreciate that. So, yeah, that's right. Here I am. Okay, so hey, Paul, how you doing? All right, let's see. Yep, here I am. Okay, let's get through some comments and stuff. So they've eased restrictions in Cebu, so malls are back open, though not sure if international flights are arriving in Cebu yet. Not that I know of. As far as I know, I don't think so. But apparently 15,000 foreigners are set to arrive back into the Philippines. 15,000 long-term visa holders will be coming back. So apparently there's a total of around 75,000 foreigners, and 15,000 were stuck out of the Philippines when this whole thing happened. So now they're letting the 15,000 back in. Let's see here. Oh, thank you, Joel, for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Get back and get back to the comments here, guys, and get caught up again here. So let's see. Hey, Gio, the color of my dollars changed. Color of your dollars changed. The longer you've been a YouTube member, you go up in rank on the color of your YouTube membership logo there. I think that's what you're referring to. New York City's open. Too bad everyone is afraid to ride the trains. Is everybody doesn't want to ride the trains? I can imagine that, yeah. But no problem protesting all together. Hey, Ed, thanks for the super chat. Dominican Republic and the Philippines are in the same time zone. I heard that Costa Rica has its own time zone called sometime this month. Yeah, and that was a hard thing for me to get used to. being ex-military, it's driven into your head if anybody spends any time in the military about being on time. Always. I used to have a teacher. It was a teacher used to tell me. She said, "If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, don't bother showing up." That's what my teacher said, and that's the only thing I can remember from the class. I don't even remember which class it was, but that has stuck to me to this day. Again, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, don't bother showing up. So it's always stuck with me. Hey, appreciate the super chat, Bob. Thank you so much. Let me get through these comments here, guys. I got a lot of them here coming in already. So let's see here. Okay, yeah, the color of the icon changes as you go through each of the first few months of YouTube membership. Yep, that's right. Hey, Artie Mac, how you doing? We got Always Dream. Greetings from Eastern Washington State. And John, good to see you. Hey, how you doing? Okay, let's see here. Joe the Geek, how you doing, Joe? Nice name. New shirt? No, not new shirt. Just a shirt I don't wear very often. Yeah. Thank you. Good to see you guys too. Say howdy to Ging. Ging, they say hello. She just woke up a little while ago. Hey, how you doing, Ron? Yeah, the shields are absolutely crazy, really dangerous. And from my understanding as a politician here in the Philippines, invented it or came up with this nonsense. So obviously he's profiting off of this. So somewhat political and a way to make a profit, which is a shame. So video froze. We'll see if anybody else. Hey, good to see you, Giovanni. No sound? Okay, you guys are just joking with me, I think. Okay. All right, so good morning, Joel, and good morning, Eric. And Sounds Online, good to see you. Can people fly out of the Philippines to any country outside of the Philippines? You can get out of the country, yes. Now, whether you could get back in would be another story. If you were a long-term visa holder, then probably. But again, subject to a bunch of different restrictions, quarantines, and things like that. So, yeah, tourist revenue is less than 15% of the Philippines' income. We don't affect the economy as much as people think we do. That's correct. But there's also domestic tourism. You have the OFWs where they're losing money there. All these returning OFWs, no income coming in through remittances. So you add all this stuff together, and it certainly takes a major toll. Just wondering because my wife will be getting her visa, and I'm hoping that the country will allow people to leave. Yeah, from my understanding, in fact, I saw an article not too long ago where they were allowing Filipinos to leave. So, yeah. Hello, Des. SRRV has to be processed in the Philippines. You have to get there first. That's right. And it has to be you have to be an existing long-term visa holder. You can't just apply for some kind of education or work visa outside. You got to be there. I can speak firsthand just on the work visa. It wouldn't be approved while you're outside of the Philippines. I had to do an interview with the Department of Labor and Employment and Immigration. So, yeah. Yellow means second month of membership. Okay. I didn't even know that. So, hey, Steven, how you doing? It's weird here with the distancing and masks. I would imagine, yeah. So, Scott, my friend just booked his flight for November, $600 round trip. He didn't say what airline. So November to the Philippines. That's a gamble. I guess you could just they could just push it out, right? If you're not able to get out here in November. So, morning, Jess. Dual citizenship, is there any advantage from your point of view for it? American Philippines, in my case? Not really. Honestly, I don't see a whole lot of advantages to it. So, hey, how you doing, Earl? Okay, now you can see in here. Okay, good. Yeah, hopefully November. We'll see what happens, but November's creeping up on us. I mean, we're already most of the way through July here. It's the 21st here of July in the Philippines, 20th in the West, and things don't really seem to be changing a lot as far as travel goes, even domestically here. SSRV not available for anyone under 35 under any circumstance. So, Paul, you think it's going to get worse before it gets better? Yeah. Yeah. Morning, Born Nomad. Good to see you. She learned to drive her own bike. You'll be okay. Yeah, we'll have to take separate bikes, or she'll go in a tricycle while I take the motorbike. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I really don't think this whole barrier between driver and passenger is going to be enforced. I think it might be enforced for a few days or so, and then the checkpoints are going to say this is nonsense, and they're just going to let people through. You can be married, sleep in the same bed together, kiss each other, wake up together, shower together, but you can't ride on the motorbike together without a shield. It's kind of ridiculous. So, in Lee summer in Washington State at 6:20, it's 83 degrees now. Finally, movement at U.S. State Department turned in passports 17 weeks ago. Day after they stopped expediting 2-week service today, finally approved, and we'll get in a week. Got extra page for more stamps. Yeah, that's what I did too. I got the extra pages. So that U.S. passport. I just read an article where the Bahamas are opening up, but Americans are excluded at this time. So that could happen, guys. If you guys, for those of you who are from America, and Australia's got their own problems. They're not even allowed to travel out this year, from what I understand. But America could end up being banned for a lot of places. So Thomas over in Palm Springs. John, something pop up last second. Giovanni, I'm still hoping for a January opening for those of us needing a new tourist visa. Hopefully. Yeah, I'll put up a shield if you put up a shield. Yeah. Somehow I don't think that will work. Malaysia opening up to American tourists in September. I couldn't say whether it'll open up to American tourists. Malaysia has also opened up to long-term work visas as well. Work visas, education visas, the MM2H program, the retirement visas. So whether they would open up to tourists, American tourists, I don't know. But they're supposed to open up probably in September. But that's not official yet. And hey, Buddy, how you doing? Buddy's heading down to Guadalajara, Mexico soon. And hey, Juan, good to see you. So if we missed the live stream, we can download the download. Still waiting on the visa, yeah. Yeah, it's a U.S. visa that he's waiting for. So 15,000 pregnancies coming up. That's right. Let's see here. Anthony is in Manila, of Lynn and Anthony in Andavahol. Huh. So Perry, I love the long walk down the Dumaguete walkway. That is something I'll watch over and over. Cool. Yeah, I'm actually thinking of doing that on a weekly basis, just coming up with different topics. I think maybe next time around, I think I'll pan in on and just show you all the different shops and restaurants and hotels along the boulevard. Maybe at some point, maybe I'll interview some people as I'm walking. I don't know. We'll switch it up. So glad you like it though. So good morning, Stephen. How you doing? Reginald, no, you have to be in the Philippines, from my understanding, in the Philippines to do that. So good morning, Bob. Loads of super chats, even without the accidental mute button. Hey, Philippines teaches you patience. My first lesson when I first visited. And good morning, Gio. Good morning, Larry. Yeah, that it will, right? You've got to learn patience here, and it doesn't. It doesn't pay to get upset or stressed about things here. Things move slowly, and you just have to get used to it. It's just the way things are. Yeah, that's right, Joel. Hurry up and wait. Hey, Mark, I hate it when someone shows up late. I'm always show up at least 30 minutes before I need to be there. I'm the same way. The military pounded that into my head. So, yeah, the motorcycle shield is dangerous. It's not even sturdy. Helmet and face mask, not enough. It's enough. Just, I totally agree. I mean, if you're wearing a mask and you've got a face shield, why do you need an additional barrier? It's just to make money, you know. Always be early. Yep. Short Province Girl is here. How you doing, Short Province Girl? You guys haven't seen her channel, go check it out. On that walk with your two friends, do you guys even notice the girls watching you guys? I noticed it seemed like people were kind of watching you guys. Well, probably because we were talking and filming. That's probably why they were watching. I guess I noticed sometimes. Yeah, I didn't really pay attention though, to be honest. I see in Manila that they're kicking out all the illegal vendors and confiscating everything. I haven't seen that. I'll have to research that. Not a face shield, a barrier between the driver and the passenger, like a plastic shield. Yeah, I know. It's a disaster waiting to happen. It really is. Thumbs up, including your big toes. Hey, Leonard, good to see you. Shields and masks are being worn here by all restaurant employees in Southern Cal. Yeah. Well, last night when we went out to eat at this place in Valencia. They had a face mask plus the plastic shield. So interesting. Hard to do a fiance visa. It's very time consuming now. Take about a year now. Something on my end with the frozen video. All good now. Okay, good deal. So Ed, having to attend meetings hosted by the feds has taught me to be on time. If the meeting starts at 9, the door locks at 9:05. Same as court appearances. God forbid you're 1 second late. Yeah. Well, I agree with it. K1 visa is not complicated. Yeah, not complicated, but time consuming now. Motor cabs with sidecar. With the tricycles, they have a plastic barrier. Only 2 passengers, one on one side of the plastic and one on the other side of the plastic. Yeah, Jonathan, until I get my boom to hold the mic, yeah, that's the way it's going to look. Yeah, I get it. I get it. It looks like I'm a newscaster or something. So I learned resident visas will be issued. People are waking up. It's a pandemic, not an epidemic. Hi to you and Ging. Yep. Don't come back to the U.S. It's more government controlled. In Texas, they require all of us to wear face masks for the fake flu. It really, you have people on all sides of the fence. You got the people who think they need a social distance, wear the face mask, and this thing is very real. And then you have the people who think this is just a fake and it's, you don't need a mask or anything like that. And you kind of got the people in between. It's kind of funny how everybody's really divided on this whole thing. I think we can all agree that we just want it to be over with. It's just a major disruption. By the way, the Congress, right? Congress, I think that's right. Yeah. Congress is back in session and supposed to be passing some kind of stimulus this week. We'll see what happens. See if we get another round of stimulus or not. Hopefully we get a vaccine soon. I heard the UK came out with something that is successfully getting antibodies from this vaccine, or I don't know. I'll have to read back up on that. Did anybody else hear that? Something out from the UK? So one thing I've heard is that a Filipino doesn't have dual citizenship. They can still buy land, but a smaller size lot. If they have dual, they can buy a larger lot size. I'm not sure about that. I've seen some shows on Prime that were pretty good about the Philippines and other places. So let's see here. Australian media is quoting our state health ministers claiming that they will not allow us out until late 2021. Anyone want to split the cost of a boat? Jeez, that's crazy. Because I don't know. It's just seems insane to me. Let's trying to get caught up on the comments here, guys. So I'm going to go a little bit quick over them. Stage 1 of the vaccine seems to be a success right now. It's between China and the UK for the vaccine. Well, I'll take the UK. I don't want to take any vaccine coming out of China. I wouldn't trust it. Dual citizenship has some disadvantages. If there are any issues with the law and you are an American and Filipino citizen in the Philippines, the U.S. will not help. That would be a major disadvantage, yeah. Mark, my girlfriend's brother-in-law got bit by a snake in the province of Bayawan. The hospital had no anti-venom, so went by ambulance to Dumaguete to a private hospital. They had no anti-venom. I think we got the moral of the story is don't get bit by a snake. Jeez, hope he's okay. That's insane. 6:30 here in Phoenix, 101 degrees. That's hot. What if we American passport holders but are living in other countries when travel is allowed into the Philippines? What are your thoughts? I have a feeling it's not going to make a difference. I think they're just going to look at the passport and they don't care how long you've been in one certain place or where you came from. I think they're just going to look at the passport itself, but I don't know for sure, but I would imagine that's probably the case. Anybody else has any thoughts on that? I'd love to hear it. Hey, Gio, when Philippines opens and no quarantines, then I'll book. I prefer the money in my account, not the airlines. I completely agree with that, Chuck. I personally, if I was in the U.S. and I wanted to get out to the Philippines, I would not book anything until I had the okay that things are open again. Hey, good morning, Sean. Good to see you, buddy. Who would believe it? Mexico did pay for the wall and built it too, kept Americans out. Hey, good morning, Daniel. Good to see you. Oh, Daniel's now in Florida. He was in Lapu-Lapu, but now he's in Florida. Yeah, no problem, Paul. Paul, you look familiar. It's not Paul, my landlord, is it? You're still not allowed entry into the Philippines at this time. Only long-term visa holders and Filipino citizens are allowed. That's completely right. I agree. I wouldn't waste 14 days of a vacation in a quarantine facility. If you're planning on meeting someone, no. Well, like I said, right now it's only long-term visa holders anyway. Adding snake antivenom to my list. Must bring with me to the Philippines. That's funny. Maybe Geo do a live stream from the boardwalk, live news reports interviewing the citizens. Unfortunately, the data plans here are not good enough to do a live stream. It would be extremely choppy and freezing all the time. 10 minutes prior to 10 minutes prior. Hooah. I just read that a blogger got shot last year in the Philippines. He survived, though. Really, I've never heard of any blogger getting shot, but doubt my relationship will last a year and a half apart. I might start dating in the West again. I'm a glutton for punishment. I personally, I couldn't do a year and a half apart. That's just a long time. Yeah, Shore Province Girl is an amazing singer. Yeah. Next time you take a walk, you could pan in on the screaming expats and also the girls you saw. Yeah. The screaming expat was actually yelling. I should have turned around and filmed that. He was yelling at Ging, right? Ging? The foreigner was yelling at you, right? Yeah, he was yelling at Ging and saying, hey, you know, and if I wouldn't have been filming, I probably would have turned around and said something. But the three girls were together in a public place, so I wasn't real worried. Having a flimsy barrier between driver and passenger riding motorcycle will cause more grief and cost overruns. I think this is what the government is doing to raise revenue to cover the losses during COVID. I think it's all political too, Daniel, and I think it's to get money. Gio, if you had not met Ging, where would you be right now? You mentioned Leyte. Well, Scott, I would be in Malaysia, actually. That's where I would be. I had actually went to Malaysia, and when I got news of the lockdown occurring, I got back here before it happened. So yeah, but before I was going to be exploring Leyte was one of the next places I was going to explore. I think the reality is most Filipinos stare at foreigners in any city in the Philippines. Very nosy. More in other places, but yeah, they do. Hi and good morning, Gio. Did you watch Mike Wallace interview Trump yesterday? You watch it. Trump made himself look bad there. No, I didn't watch it. So, fiance visa, a lot of lengthy forms to fill out and very expensive. Yeah. So thank you, Ed, for the super chat. I heard we are on stage 3 testing. We may have a vaccine in the USA by October. COVID is 100% real, but is not as strong as when it first came. We also understand how to treat it now. That's fantastic news. I think that's going to happen probably before Americans are allowed to travel. I think maybe a vaccine will come out. We're going to find out. Let's see here. Interview was on Fox. Yeah. I hear that sources that the deep state plan is to keep the lockdown until February 21st. Well, I believe it. Let's see if a vaccine comes out. One younger guy died after attending a COVID party. If you're unfortunate enough to have a court appearance and you're 1 second late after the judge yells and reprimands you, you have to come back in 30 days. Yeah. We take the time thing very seriously in the West. I don't want to just say the U.S., but in the West in general. Japanese, too. The Japanese are very timely. Stimulus for $1 trillion, I heard it correctly. Yeah, that's what I heard. But I think they're going to negotiate higher. We'll see what happens. Yep. Stack of books, upturned bucket. We'll get that mic up closer. Jerry rig it, yeah. Yeah, well, I ordered a boom for it, so it'll be coming here shortly. Plastic face shields have been spotted on influencers, but they may not provide as much protection from coronavirus as you think. Yeah. Cashless coming soon to the U.S. The UK vaccine builds antibodies and T cells that attack the virus. Yeah, that's what I was reading, Brian. That's what I was referring to. Thank you for updating on that. Yeah, Trump said today we'll have a vaccine by the end of the year and use for emergency purposes. Just a suggestion: why can't they just wrap the back passenger with plastic cover or cling wrap? Just wrap them up like a mummy in cling wrap. Yeah, that's a good idea. Buy a boat to go there. Yeah. Well, let's all charter a boat and chip in on that. So there are over 100 vaccines in final trials, human studies as we speak. Oxford University is the closest to being released. It's 2 months away. Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed for that. So some people will not take the vaccine. I get that, Keith. Yep. I certainly would not take one from China. I would be willing possibly to take one from the UK or the US, but it's a bit rushed too. Yeah, it works on a small scale. Yeah. So let's see what happens. I won't get too much into politics here, guys, but Manila VA called yesterday and set me an appointment for October. However, they said it could change because of COVID. Yeah, and you're gonna have to jump through some hoops to even get over there from Dumaguete. So flu season is approaching. I'd love to see them differentiate the two. Well, they'll probably blame the flu on being COVID so they can get extra money. So, hey, Wilma, how you doing? Good morning. I can see now where the vaccine is available in U.S. The bottom label on the vaccine bottles will say "Made in China." There's no way I would take it. I won't get too much into politics here, guys. My girlfriend from the Philippines to England. When will that happen? From Philippines to England? I don't know. I really don't. You're moving to Lapu Lapu. Can you recommend a building or area to live in? Me personally, I'm not a fan of Lapu Lapu, but it's just crowded and overrun, polluted. Hey, Morning King. My self-employed gig is supposed to start in January in LA. I'm still extremely debating about coming back there, but as of now, it's a no. It's a no, but time will tell. Yeah. You'll live in Lapu Lapu after the shutdown. Are taxes high in the Philippines? How do they collect taxes? Do they have an income tax and a sales tax? Well, they have the VAT, and income taxes depends on your salary, how much you're making. When I was working in Cebu, I was in the highest tax bracket. I was being taxed at 30%. So I'm expecting my Italian dual citizenship to come through any day now. Thank God. It might be a long time before Americans are allowed anywhere due to our terrible handling of COVID. Yeah, that's probably not a bad thing. It was funny because initially it was Italy who was really the leader, and then it switched up. So go on the site KA YouTube to see what they've been doing in Manila. KA, okay. Inner Hills condo is good, close to the beach. Mocktown, Newtown. Yeah, I like Mocktown, Newtown. That's a decent area. So, hey, Gio, long-term visa, does that include a Bali Kaban visa from the person born in the Philippines? Yes, you can get back with the Bali Kaban visa. All right, let's see here. Getting caught up, working my way through these comments here. Army privates have to be 5 minutes early. The sergeant's 5 minutes late. The officer is Filipino time. That's funny, Scott, but true. Like-bonds who are former Filipino nationals naturalized in another country or if married to Filipino are allowed entry into the country as well. Yep. Accent film is not much for a rich person. No. Scott says, Gio, can you ask Ging why Filipinos find big noses attractive? Ging, do you want to answer that? Why do you find big noses attractive? You want to be on camera? She doesn't want to be on camera. She hasn't showered yet. But why are big noses attractive, Ging?
Any girls have own reason why that's attractive.
My guess would be it's the opposite of what they have. They have short, small noses. We have long noses. They find it attractive. Taxes may not be much, but cost overruns are much burdensome to many. Yeah. Let's see here. Scott, are you referring to a foreign man's nose? We call them pointed nose. Yeah. What's the most common language spoken in Duma? Tagalog, English, or Bisaya? It'd be Bisayan because we're in the Bisayans. So it'd be Bisayan. Tagalog would be spoken in the Luzon area in Manila. Now, if a Filipino from Manila in Dumaguete meet up, they will speak Tagalog because someone from the Manila or Luzon area does not speak Bisayan, but somebody from this area does learn how to speak the official language, Tagalog. How about making an appointment at the dentist? No appointment time except come in at 10 a.m. and you may get in by 2 p.m. I've experienced that many times, yeah. Yeah, well, hard for us to believe, but it's true. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, Danny. Good morning. Do you have to apply for a military SSRV when tourist visa is close to expiration? I mean, you can apply for it at any time. If it's not approved right away, you could just extend out your tourist visa, so it really doesn't matter. Let's see, Jonathan, I'll let you all know the military will be some of the first to get vaccines. We are the test dummies, wondering how I overdosed on anthrax. Jonathan, I got my whole series on anthrax, and I swear, like a week later, I had like problems with like my hands would lock up, like I couldn't like fully extend them, like when I would wake up in the morning. Who knows? New mic volume's perfect. Okay, good. I'm just waiting for the boom so I don't have to actually hold the mic constantly. Election year, another stimulus check on the way. I'll take it. I don't know about you guys, but I'll take it. Hey, Makoto, good morning. Gio, with recent provisions such as Motorcycle Crime Prevention Act, quarantine violations, vice versa, I'm seeing patterns that this is leading to a raising government revenues to cover COVID-19 cases. I believe you are probably correct, yeah. If I'm skipping over some of the statements, some of you guys are getting into political, and if you want to, that's fine, but I'm just not going to, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because division on on both ends, and I don't want to create any kind of argument here. So I'll just skip over those. If you guys want to chat about it, I'll let you guys chat about it privately. Face shields only provide protection for the eyes. You need to wear a face mask in densely populated indoor areas. I laugh at the people wearing masks in their car with their windows rolled up. I know I've seen that a few times myself. It's pretty funny. My personal take on when the Philippines are opening up, I don't see it happening till next year, January, February, March, possibly even April. Possibly, I'll go back to that question. Possibly, bubble like tourism, like from bubbles. Like perhaps they will let people from Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Europe, possibly come in. Ones that have handled the COVID well, or have low numbers of COVID. So possibly that. Thailand is also talking about doing that same thing. Yep. Yeah, well, it's going to affect a lot of Filipino households. Yeah. So, hey, good morning, Raymond. How you doing? A little feedback off the mic. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not that I don't mind people talking about it. I don't want to get into some kind of debate or argument with anyone. So I'm moving to Lapu-Lapu because of a girl. It's not my preferred place, but you understand the power of a female. I do indeed. Most of us guys do. Problem with our handling of COVID is that we are the United States of America, so every state handles it the way they want. In New York, we have 10 times higher death rate than the rest of the states. That's a valid point. Yep. A lot of paper-based transactions, depressing because it's more time-consuming. Yeah, well, Philippines is behind the times for sure in a lot of ways. There are already side effects to the test antiviral. It causes headaches and fever. They're saying you'll need to take a second med to deal with the side effects. You know, it's with any medications. There's always like some side effect, and then you take another medicine for that, and then that one creates a side effect, and you take another medicine for that. Yeah. When Daniel T does just in breaking news. Yeah. Yeah, Tagalog is the major language in Metro Manila and in some provinces like Rizal and Visayas regions. They use Cebuano and Ilonggo. Tagalog is also spoken and understood by many now, unlike before. That's right. Love your European nose, yeah. I think it's Bisayan, unless I'm pronouncing it wrong. So, Gio in the Philippines, what does your girlfriend think about you going to Malaysia? If I remember right, that's the country you say you would be in right now if you were not staying for that long there. I think she's pretty open with it. I think she wants to travel. My girlfriend loves my long nose. I told her to get her eyes checked. Yeah, I know. Something where in the West, where probably if your nose is too long, it's a turnoff, and here it's not a bad thing. So, yep. Many other states, unfortunately, not have followed suit. Yeah. The whole series of anthrax, too. Yeah. Yeah. Anyone know, do you have to be 50 in order to qualify for the military SRRV? I thought it was 50. I'll have to check on that, Michael. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look back. I'm going to have to check back on that. So, Gio, lately I'm into black rice. Have you ever seen it there in the market? Yes. I actually saw it here in Dumaguete. We've been eating red rice lately. Much, much better for you. Black rice, too. Yeah, everywhere in Cebu, and I found it here in Dumaguete, too. So, yeah. Hey, Elwood, good morning. How are you and Ging doing today? Yeah, doing good. Thank you. I have a pointed nose, and Filipinas like it, but it is just because it's so different than theirs. That's all. I think that's really what it is. Yeah. We get to take the mask off when I get in the car. I've done that when I've got home. I walked around for like 5 minutes with my mask on, and then realized I was wearing it. So, oops. I'm dating a Filipino nationality U.S. citizen. She is 42, and I feel bad because I want to one day move to the Philippines and date there. Do you think Filipinos are open to a three-way relationship? Eric, I'm going to say probably not. Could you find somebody who might tolerate it? Probably. Just like you could probably find somebody who would tolerate it in the West, possible. But the majority, no, they're not going to tolerate it. They wouldn't want it. Yeah, absolutely not. Some of the questions just cracked me up. I don't see how a vaccine would change everything, especially in the Philippines. If they can't afford mass testing, how are they going to afford to vaccinate every Filipino? Likely, they would make them pay. You know what I mean? Or they would rely on foreign charity or something. I don't know. People wear their masks while in the cars. Some have become comfortable with them. Let's hope it doesn't become the trend. I don't know how you could get comfortable with it, really. It's not comfortable in any way. As well as how long it would take to manufacture a vaccine for every human on the planet. Not going to happen. Yeah. I agree with that. Goodness, it's discouraging to try to be in a three-way relationship, at least with Filipina. Many Filipinos have tompo attitude and won't speak to you for days until you sweet talk her for pander. Yeah, that's true, Daniel. On eggs, over there in supermarkets, they're not in refrigerated section like grocery stores in the U.S. Once home, they are okay to sit and still be safe to eat, or do they keep longer if kept? They will keep longer in the fridge. What it is, I just found this out when I moved out here, but like for example, in the U.S., we like them to look all nice and white or nice and brown, the eggs. So we actually wash them and we take off the protective layer on the eggs, and that protective layer protects them from going bad. So once that protective layer is off, they have to be refrigerated. In the Philippines, they don't take off that protective layer in many countries. And so they can be out for several weeks and fine. Now, if you refrigerate them, they will last a little bit longer. So that's the story behind the eggs. I had questioned that myself and found that out later on too. Watch Vaxxed on YouTube. You will never take another shot again. Let's see here. Still behind in comments here, guys. You speak Visayan in the Visayas, yeah. Okay, Terry, good to see you. It's been a while. Hope all is well. Sadly agree, Philippines won't open until 2021. It's killing my relationship with my girlfriend. Yep. There's Ging in the background. Getting ready to cook. What are you cooking? Eggs and bacon? Yeah, eggs and bacon. I'm still on my intermittent fasting, so I can't eat till noon. It's torture when I smell the bacon cooking. Gio, if I had COVID, I would just stay home. Why would anyone go to the hospital? You'd be demonized. I wouldn't go to the hospital, not unless I was on my deathbed. I recommend Premier. Premier is much better, and they'll even help you find a job. If you do sign up, use my link. The other thing, if you can get an IELTS certification, you'll be way above the crowd. IELTS is like really good to have. It sets you apart from the crowd, and a lot of people look for that now. And I think it's only like $24 right now. I think there's a sale on it. But there's a link down in the description if you don't mind. If you do sign up, I would use that. Do you believe in karma? Just curious about your thoughts. Not really. I'm not. I don't really believe in that. No. Just checked. It is 50 years old. Okay, that's what I thought. Hey, Michael. I will read the monograph before getting any vaccine against SARS-CoV-2. However, headaches are easier to deal with naproxen with tramadol than getting COVID-19. Yeah. Relative of mine died recently, and a neighbor assumed right away that the person died because of the virus. Yeah. Or the other day I cleared my throat, and somebody's like looked at me funny. It's like, geez, come on. 50 for the SRRV visa. My battle buddy just got it. Okay. Military SRRV, age is 35. Need a reliable income of $800 a month. Oh, okay. You got mixed. I'll have to look. I'm not looking at it right now, so I couldn't tell you. Anything other than white rice is better for you, for sure. Red rice, black rice, brown rice. I think red rice and black rice are the best. Rice, vegetables, fruit, and fish, I'm all set. Yeah, I mean, you can have good food here. I mean, you can do it. You just have to shop and cook yourself, you know. Watch Overstay Road channel. He has 2 girls. Not sure how he pulled it off. It can be done here. It can be done. I'll just say that. But I'm sure there's a lot of craziness going on with it too. Anthony Keller, Maayon Buntag from Bayawan. Big nose, big belly seems to make me guapo here. I'm at a complete loss as to how that's possible. But it is the Philippines, 35 hours in a plane with a mask. Wow. The big nose thing I get, the big stomach thing, I've heard this from a few Filipinas, not all. Some of them want you to have a 6-pack, you know, but they look at a big belly as somebody who's got a lot of money because obviously they're out eating, they're eating well. They have a big belly. If you get into a relationship with a Filipina, it's happened to me and others that I know, they will say, they'll try to feed you and get you to be a little chubby because they don't want other girls looking at you. Yeah. When it's hot out, it's really uncomfortable, especially with a cloth mask. So the nose thing, I think it's just because it's opposite of what they got. Opposites attract, right? The FMF, the military one is called the Courtesy. It's 50 and over. Cool. British said that they will distribute the vaccine throughout the world. They're doing mass testing in Manila for free. You pull up in your car and take the test. Long lineups. Queenie Marcos is married to one lady. The other is a friend of Queenie's wife. Okay, I think we're talking about the Overstay Road guy. So my son was lucky with flight attendants when he was in the United States Marine Corps. They'd give him a number and meet up some beauties to be young again. He's 6'3", blonde hair, blue eyes. My Filipina loves her duck eggs. A lot do, yeah, the balut. Vaxxed is not peer-reviewed, just a bunch of conspiracy theory. Ignore the propaganda, focus on what you see. This just in, China's trust rating among Filipinos dipped further in July, its score dropping from poor to bad according to the latest social weather station survey results. Quail eggs. Yeah, I've had quail eggs before. They're fine. Green eggs and ham. No, I won't be eating green eggs and ham. I don't like them in a house. I don't like them in a car. I won't eat them ever. Yeah, bacon, it smells really good, but I can't eat till noon with my new intermittent fasting here. I can just smell it. It's making me hungry. Made up my mind, I'm going with Thailand, not Philippines. Better food, better condos, cleaner, and transportation. It is better. I would agree with that on all those points. The deciding factor for many in Thailand would be the English factor. I actually think the cost of living is less expensive in Thailand too. Visa situation less friendly, and no English would be the negatives in Thailand. Friendliness too. The Filipinos are just super friendly too. But it could be if in Thailand, if they spoke English, then maybe it would be a bit different. So. Yeah, they just want a two-way relationship, of course. Most everywhere in the world is like that. Yeah. Yeah, no problem, William. Once a vaccine is available, it might go to in priority patients in ICUs, hospitals, first responders, nurses, people set isolating at home, then everyone else asymptomatic. That sounds right. Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah, $1,500 bank deposit. That part is correct. I know that for sure. I remember seeing that number. It's possible that in the near future, getting a COVID vaccine may be necessary to be able to travel to the Philippines. I'm sure most guys here would get it in that case. Could be. I think a lot probably would if they really want to be here. 50. The same visas offered to Filipinos at 35. Income requirement is now 1,000 US. SSRV. Is it S? I think it's SRRV, or is it SSRV? I can't remember now. Available to 35-year-olds, but you'll need a 50K US deposit. Watched a video interviewing women there, and they said foreigners have bigger packages too. I'm pretty sure that part is probably true. If you ask a Filipina who's had both. Helen's friend, Queenie Marcos, is not having. Okay. Tell gang I like mine scrambled. Okay. That's how I like mine. I don't like the yolk. Yeah. Hey, Jerry. Good to see you. So my Philippine wife and myself to come to Dumaguete when we move there instead of her barangay, we'll need to have residence in Duma. Can I tell them I'll move in with you? Sure. Give them my address. My wife can have her duck eggs. I just want my yellow eggs. Yeah. I mean, duck eggs are okay if they're just regular eggs. They're okay. Pinocchio is a stud in the Philippines. Only when he lies.
Balot.
You don't like balut though, right? Or sometimes you like it.
Sometimes I didn't eat.
She doesn't eat it very often, but sometimes she'll
But I
eat it.
eat that, but not all the time.
But not all the time.
But not the embryo. I like the white and yellow stuff.
The regular. You don't like the duck showing.
Yeah, no.
No, she doesn't like the duck showing. She likes the balut like maybe
like 16 days or 14?
14 or 16 days. So the duck isn't even developed in there.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see here. So some Filipinas I've spoken to are obsessed with having a nose line, and a desire to alter theirs is necessary to comply. Some would want a bigger nose, but yeah, I kind of like the small little nose on them. I think it's cute. I find my arm getting tired from holding the mic for so long. I'm missing the headset right now. Like I said, I ordered a boom, which will be a stand to hold it, so I will no longer have to hold it here in a few days. But yeah, my arm is getting tired. I got my arm resting on my leg there. So, do the locals still try to take advantage of you by giving you outrageous prices when you travel, or you try to buy something like food? Not always, but sometimes. Ging is eating scrambled eggs and bacon. I'm jealous. But I feel myself starting to lose a little bit of weight. I had some shorts that I couldn't fit into about a week ago, and then yesterday I fit into them. So I'm dropping a little bit of weight here. I'm starting to hike more and get out more. So how you doing, Ephraim? I'm hitting Thailand ASAP to get a Hollywood smile makeover. Will be my first trip there. Are you going to do some dental work there? No point giving a vaccine to someone who has an active infection. Philly in the house. So yes, what Thailand is having a lot of problems. They want to kick foreigners out of the country, especially if you listen to the Minister of Immigration. Yeah, I've heard that. William, it's the IELTS under specialty courses. IELTS, IELTS. I think it's like $25 or $29. I'd like to retire in Vietnam, but why I will retire in the Philippines? For most speak English there. If it was not for that, then Vietnam. Yeah, that's right. SRRV. Okay, that's what I thought. A few people were saying SSRV. SRRV. How hard is it for a Filipina to get a travel visa? Well, it depends what country you're talking about, Scott. There's a lot of countries they can travel to without needing a visa. Okay, yeah, I thought so, Giovanni. What is your go-to karaoke song? Fly Me to the Moon by Sinatra, or the Elvis one, Fools Rush In. What is that called? I Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis. I can do the deeper voice, but either way, my karaoke is not good. How much did you pay for your new gimbal you just bought? Can you give us a brand type plus your thoughts on the units? This gimbal here is an Atom Snopa, and it's fantastic. It's really fantastic. This is it right here. It's got the little tripod and everything, but this thing is fantastic. Atom, ATOM Snopa, SNOPPA. Fantastic gimbal. I actually ordered myself a second one, and Ging will have this one. Because we want to improve her video quality as well. So you'll be live streaming on your channel, Daniel, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Philippines time. I'll have it linked and scheduled once I get all my talking points ready to go. Awesome. So guys, check out King. He'll be going live tomorrow. Miramar. Awesome, Bob. I've actually wanted to get out there. I hear the capital city is pretty much like abandoned. I saw a video on that. It was pretty cool. What about the rooster crowing? Watch his video in Colorado when he tried to get a fishing license there. Okay, I tried. My girlfriend's laughing in the background. So, do you want to come and be on the camera? She said no. I tried red rice, but I found it to be too dry. Is there a recipe to make it as good as the white rice? I've had to mix them together. I haven't tried black rice. I'd like to try the black rice, actually. I've just tried the red rice, but I don't know. This mic has good quality. Yeah. I'm glad I got it. There you go. What do you think airline prices are going to be like in 2021? See, it depends. If we can get full flights again and there's a vaccine and everything and people aren't scared to travel again, I think things will go back to normal. In fact, for a while, I think people are going to try to get people in the seats of the flight. So I think they'll actually have a lot of promos and a lot of inexpensive flights at the beginning that get people back into travel again. So yeah, I forgot to say I've been to Vietnam 2 different times, but with my friends and my ex-wife. Yeah, I like Vietnam. I lived there for a small period of time. Let's see here. Gated communities, hard to find 2 to 3 bedrooms in the Philippines. Yeah, you can find some. I found some in Cagayan de Oro. Eric, what were your jobs in the USA? Seconds job. My jobs in the U.S. I was a claims adjuster for an insurance company, auto and property. And I also, before that, for the same company, I sold insurance. I sold auto, boat, RV, motorbike, homeowners insurance, things like that. And then I transferred into the claims department. Became a claims adjuster. Before that, I was in the Army. Before I moved out to the Philippines, I was working teaching English along with my insurance job, teaching English part-time so I could get the ball rolling and get practice and have that income for when I moved out there. And I delivered pizzas a few nights a week for cash. And I would make like $100 in tips in cash a night, and I'd work like 4 or 5 hours. So it was fantastic. So Ging has cooked more just now than my ex-wife did in 18 years. You and me both. She's cooked more in a week than my whole ex did ever. Okay. There's a link to King's channel there for his live stream tomorrow. What are your suggestions for bikes for a 200-pound guy? Honestly, the Honda Click is a fantastic little bike. You can get the Aerox, you can get the PCX. There's a lot of good choices out there. I like Honda would be one of the best ones to purchase. So, hey, Jim, good to see you. So, guys, I'm going to go another 15 minutes, and then I'll have been going for an hour and a half. So I'm going to try to get through all the comments and any other comments that you guys have, but I got some things to do today. Tomorrow I'm going hiking, and I'm interviewing a guy and a girl that are together probably for over a year now, and he's actually going to take his Filipina over to Europe, I think to Norway or Finland. I can't remember. But I'm going to interview them tomorrow. So everybody says hello, Ging. What type of mic is it? Let's see here. This is the microphone right here. USB microphone condenser. I don't even know what the name brand is, to be honest. Tuga, Tuga. Yeah, you and me both. I'm ready to kind of switch it up and just have something totally brand new. I mean, I've been vlogging about the Philippines for over a year now, and yeah, I'm with you. It took me a while to learn, but I'm also the same as you. Yeah, true, Texas Cowboy, but it's slightly better for you. Oh, that's a good idea, Scott. Add olive oil to your rice. just a little bit of olive oil when you cook it. Oh, I like that idea. I might try that. Let's try that next time, huh? Gang? You just add just a little teeny bit of olive oil to the rice when you cook it. They say it's really good. Yeah, I'm going to try that. So I was excited to buy that same gimbal, Adam by Snopa, from their Indiegogo campaign back in October 2018, but never actually used it. Still sitting in the box after I tested it once. Really? Yeah. Gee, I can tell you, I'm getting a vaccine unless someone can prove to me beyond the shadow of a doubt that Bill Gates is putting a chip in it. Yep. Tell Ging that viewing a pretty panay is soothing to the tired foreign eyes. If I remember right, Texas Cowboy lived down in or Mrs. South America. I think he had told me that. 388 peso one-way domestic flights till next year. That would be awesome if we could actually go and it'd be easy to travel. Just got a message. Return tickets to the Philippines, round trip tickets to the Philippines for $505, departure January 5th. That'd be amazing. You can purchase a condo there, but can't purchase a home. That's correct. A little olive oil in your water for the rice. Okay. That's a few people now. I've heard that. Camellia has condos all over the Philippines, 2-bedroom gated community. Yeah, Camellia's good. Say hello, gang.
Hello. Hello.
She says, always so much energy. Hopefully they get the COVID-19 under control soon so we can get back to at least normal. Yeah. Yeah. They have these little pedicabs that are decent little vehicles. 600K, enough to semi-retire in Thailand at age 35 at 600K. You could certainly make that work. Yeah. One issue with relationships in the U.S. is the man has to work so much. In Southeast Asia, I can spend more time with my lady and less work. It's completely correct. Yeah. Eric is loaded. You must be in software. Yeah, that's a lot of money. What do you prefer, the scooter or the motorcycle? I prefer the scooter, especially with all the traffic and everything. I don't like having the clutch and gears and yeah. Yeah, it wasn't expensive. I think it was like a $40 mic. Taken my Filipina girlfriend to Malaysia, Cambodia, Taiwan, and Thailand twice with no visa problems. Awesome. John, did you have to sign any paperwork saying like the first time that you would safely return her back or anything like that? I've got a huge, very nice big 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2 minutes from the beach, modern American standard quality garage and a big lot, no noise, Megan, safe and clean, $16,500 per month. That's really nice. My favorite waterfalls that you have visited in the Philippines, I think my favorite would be Lourdes Waterfalls in Bayawan. Amazing. I can't wait to go back there and like spend a lot of time swimming there actually. So yeah, thanks Joel. I appreciate that. Again, soon, I think probably around this weekend, I'm just about at enough YouTube members where I will start doing a YouTube members and Patreon members only live stream once a week where I'll have a lot more time to go into a lot more detail and answer a lot more questions and just a little bit more on the personal side. So I'll do that with YouTube members. So soak rice with water for at least 30 minutes and cook. Okay. So we've got that. Add a little bit of olive oil. Yeah. Good mic, good clean sound. Awesome. I lost 200 pounds after I dumped my ex. That's a good sized woman there. Must have been an American woman for sure. Yeah, olive oil is great. Greek Italian people consume olive oil and live into their 90s. Yep. We use olive oil for everything now. Cook it, use it to cook everything. So, Des says, hello, gang. Manila girl here. Glad to see you there. Yeah, take care, Jonathan. I've seen a few foreigners own and cruise around in pedicabs. Yeah, pedicabs are good to have depending on the city that you're living in. Yeah. So my ex weighed 200. Wow. Mine weighed about 130. Yeah. Would you ever move to CDO? What is the name of the park that has infinity pool on your video? Well, the area in Cagayan de Oro that I like, CDO, is Uptown, and the infinity pool is called Azul Infinity Pool or Amaya Azul Infinity Pool in Cagayan de Oro. That's not an area that you live in up there. That's just an area where you go visit. But Uptown is my favorite spot in Cagayan de Oro. So, Overstay guy is touring America and showing the U.S. Actually, a very cool watch. He's sleeping in his car. I remember after lockdown in the Philippines, the tourist office started international travel may not be until December, January timeframe. Sounds about right. How hard is it for a Filipino to get a travel visa to America? I think it would be very hard, Scott. It's not easy whatsoever. Rented scooters all automatic? No, they have regular ones too, but mostly automatic. Considering a motorcycle, not anymore. Yeah, I wouldn't. Honestly, I wouldn't. Suzuki multi-cabs, I've been meaning to ask if you know about them. Seems they shipped them in parts and they rebuilt them like new, about 5K US. Not a bad way to go. Honestly, if I was going to stay here permanently, it'd be something that I would think about. Yeah. So check out the Suzuki pedicabs. They have a 650cc motorcycle engine in them and add aircon and automatic transmission. I can't imagine they would have much power. You wouldn't think so. I don't know if they have aircon or not, though. Some of them maybe. So, yeah, take care, Terry. Yeah, I like it. I'm very happy with this place. Interesting. I'd like to find out about taking a Filipina to another country for a vacation. It's a good way to go. It's nice, yeah. Nope, just interview for her at Clark. Is there a Reddit community for people like us? This chat is awesome, but I need something more asynchronous. There's a lot of chat like on my Patreon account, but other than that, no. Went to Lourdes yesterday, but they were closed. Went to the Nara water park, but they were not in operation yet. Lourdes is not a waterfall that you can actually get to that, or that even charges admission, Anthony. You have to like hike through to get there. So it should be open. Just in the news, Duterte calls on the police to arrest and detain those who will not wear a mask. Oh, Thailand was the first trip. My dad is 99, eats nothing cooked in oil or in salads. Good. Yeah, 200 pounds is a good size girl. Good trip to immigration this morning. 6-month extension and ACR card, 10,400. Yeah, I got to go pick mine up, actually. Thanks for the chat, everyone. Another good discussion about the world. Yeah, good to see you here, Anthony. Again, I'm going to go ahead and we got 5 minutes left, and we're good to go. Add ketchup to your rice to make Spanish rice. Garlic, good. Ketchup, no, I don't want to add ketchup to my rice. Oh, okay. There you go. Des teaches Tagalog. Okay, take care, Bob. Appreciate it. Take care. And tomato sauce. Tomato sauce would be good. Yeah. Overstay guy switching SUVs every few days. I think he's driving cars for rental car companies to different locations. Interesting. Average price for a 2-bedroom apartment in your city, probably about $25K, which would be about $500 US. Almost all Filipinos are stubborn and very undisciplined, so stricter implementation is better. No front end to Suzuki truck. You are the bumper. Okay, you have to sign a document that I'm responsible for my girlfriend and I'll bring her back to the Philippines on the stated date. Usually that happens, from what I hear, like the first or second trip when you take her out of the country. And I heard after that doesn't occur. So, Filipina in the U.S. Hi, my boyfriend and I enjoy watching your videos. Well, awesome. Are you... if you're in the U.S. and you guys ever want to do an interview, send me a message down in my email down below there. So multi-cabs have a 660cc engine. You can get an automatic manual, AC, 4x4, or 2x4. They do pretty well when you see 10 people in the bed. It does pretty well. Yeah. 300-pound U.S. immigration officer will feel uncomfortable issuing a visa for a petite Filipina. My Filipina asked me how far I live from the city. I was born, she said. One of her aunts lives not far from me. Hey guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here quickly. Anthony, about one of the Suzuki multi-cab vans for $240K. It has aircon, but the radio doesn't work. The seatbelts say it's 2013, but the paperwork says it's 2019 model when it gets to the Philippines. In Japan, they can't own a vehicle over 140,000 kilometers. That's why they ship them to the Philippines. Ever thought of doing, you and Paul doing a podcast? I wonder if you could pull that off here. I never thought about it, but something to think about possibly. What happened to your picture? I don't know what happened to it. I don't know how they make money. I'd have to look into that. I don't really know nothing about podcasts. Thanks, Gio. Have a great day. Maybe add Jack Daniels for flavor. Hey, yeah, I used to do that for grilling and stuff. So, olive oil is not for cooking. Use it for dressing 1 spoon 2 times a day. Coconut oil is for frying and cooking. I always use Sima. I wonder if I can find that in the Philippines. I have to look for that. So we have to have Texas chili and rice. Awesome. Take care, Jason. Take care, Des. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye, guys. So take care, everybody. Appreciate everybody coming out. I think I had like 260 viewing at one time today. So awesome. Give me a thumbs up if you guys don't mind. Check out my links down in the description if you guys are interested in Patreon, YouTube memberships. And I also have T-shirts, coffee mugs, all that stuff down in the description too. You guys can check that out. So thank you guys again. See you guys next time. Take care, everybody. I will do this again on, let's say today is Tuesday. I'll do it again on Thursday morning. So see you guys. Take care.